Oh look guys, we got a monster. Just started recording again. I just pulled it in and this is what was on the line there. I must have had a fish but it's wrapped itself around it. Eels do that. But I'll pause it again. So guys, we're in again. We put fresh bait on it and we've got it up and that looks like a bite, yeah? Oh, come on. Right, that's a bite. Look, the rod's moving. Can you see that? All we want is a sharp tug. You see a couple of them. See, when you're sea fishing, sometimes you get crabs that pull your line. If they've got weed in a river, sometimes it tangles the weight and then it pulls it, it stretches it. So you'll maybe strike thinking it's a fish and it's no. See, that's it tugging like it's pulling a weight, but it's not an actual fish bite. If that was an eel, that would pull the rod right in. I've had my rod pulled right in here. This is a good spot, I know. That I've been fishing here for 30 or 40 years. On and off like, I just come here when I'm wanting some time out. Oh look, that rod's bent, healthy. We're getting some hefty action. See it bending? Oh, I'll have to check this out guys, this isn't right. I reckon if I paused it guys, I don't think I did, but I'm thinking I've got a bite by the way. That is still running. My line's slackened off when I hit it with a strike. And I'm now holding the line. I reckon you can't see the rod I've got in my bloody hand. But basically because my line's slackened off now since I've struck for a fish, if I've got it, the fish is, it's like the fish is swum up the river. And that's the weird thing. Because I struck and if I've hit it, that's what they do. Sometimes they'll sit and wait. Because I bet my worm it's right in the stomach. But I'd say my battery's gone low on this already. What a joke. But I hope you like the fact that I've got my backside up and came outside just to make a video for you and to show you something different. I know I've had to break it into 3 or 4 or 5, I don't know, but you seen I had to go and dig bait at midnight and then I had to go and come to the bit at the river where the fish are. And so it's no, if it's not asking too much, can you please try and get us to the 1,000 subscribe mark? It's not about money or nothing to me, it's just so I can make proper content. There's a haunted cottage down there I wouldn't mind taking you to. I've been there with the bairns and that and they were crapping it. Just like the mountain opposite us. I've had stones thrown at us and I've got footage of like 2 ghosts in broad daylight, 4. 2 at first and then another 2. And I can release that on YouTube to let you see it. But they're dressed in 80s clothes and they're watching my son and his pals climbing up an old reservoir that's no longer got water in it. But it's like they're watching them, it's spooky as anything like. But this place has been, there's been a lot of battles here because of the Romans and that try to take this place. But we're not getting any tugs. It's like it's maybe got my bait, mind you. I'll pause it just now guys, we'll see what's happening, right? Ciao for now. Mind to that like and sub. So, we're back again guys. We're just waiting, still on a bite. It's one of these things. I've just put more bait on her. We're sitting under a beautiful moonlit night. It's fine, it's cloudy now, like, but this is weird. I've slept here and everything. And me, my son and his mates and that used to come down here at 2, 3 in the morning. And God love him, I used to try and be the best dad you can be, because I never had a dad growing up. My dad kicked my shit upside down for nothing. Most of the time I was a little shit like, but it was only because there was issues at home. I never had a dad growing up that wanted to do things with me and take me out. When we went to do this, we done it to feed my sisters, my brother, because my ma and my dad, me, we all had to eat, so we had to hunt off the land. We're off travellers and hawkers, so showmen too, the kid on the shows is my family. That's my cousins, but cut and short, we've always had to, my father used to fish just up to here, up at that corner when he was 16, and that's back in the 60s, man. And it's no changed. His best mate told me that. There's a corner still there. Me and your father used to go down there and have a pyro. I says, me and my boy used to do that. Ken, my boy was way so fucking, it was good. We used to come down here every summer and sit in the mornings and just swim up and down all day, playing on rubber rings and having fun. But the days are gone now. I don't even see any family. I've got none now. They're all gone. So you've just got to just get on with it. But aye, look at that full moon, guys, beautiful. But aye, what a day for you, I've come all the way down. I've got enough worms, I've put loads on the hook, so, but it's just, there is a lot of weed in the river, but we've had rain today, which means the river's running a bit high, which is to be expected. It's not too high, but it's high enough. But this is when they should feed though, or it'll be the morning early. Or, well, mind you, the morning's afternoon too. So if need be, I think we could come fish in the morning if you leave a thumbs up or let me. Tell me what you think of me making a video like this, please, if you didn't mind. If you've got a minute and it's not too much, it's not to get any praises or that for YouTube, it's just so I know. If you want me fishing during the day, is that better than this crap? Because I didn't like coming today, unless I'd have a headlamp or something on, because it's hard work holding the torch, your phone, and I've not got any fancy camera equipment, because as I said, I do this, my son does it. He's a heavy YouTuber obviously, as you maybe know, but I do see or speak to anybody now, so I have to learn most of this myself and cut and short. I've not got any fancy cameras. My phone's worth about £2. It's nothing special, that's why it's such a crap picture. But I didn't do it, as I said, for praise or that. I do it because I'm out doing this anyway. So if I'm doing it, I don't mind it. If it's maybe if you've got kids or if you're adults too and you want to learn how to tie a hook, blood knots and doing all the right stuff so you can catch a fish, just drop us a message. I can give you an answer to catfish, what you need for hunting, for pike, perch, roach, bream, carp, koi, ken what I mean, bass, sea trout, salmon, perch, pike, everything. There's nothing at eel as well. Eel I used to think was a scavenger fish, crap. Then I learnt as a kid, for French guys, how to actually skin them and eat them. And honestly, what a bit of meat. It's white meat like God. But fry it with salt and pepper and a bit of butter and it comes out exceptional. You just eat it off the bone, one white big bit of meat. But I've caught eels at £50 and that, and they're monsters. It's like hooking into a tree. You think you've got a snag with your line. But I've had like £60 gut on in a river like this too, and you shouldn't have that on. Normally you'll have 20 or £10 or £6 gut. And I've seen you with £50, £60 gut. That way there's nothing getting off if there's a big bugger. But if you do catch something, you let it go if you're not going to eat it. But if you're getting it for your dinner, that's different. I make fish cakes. I've got a £64 salmon. You've probably seen the picture in my Professor Gold photos. If you haven't, have a look, you'll see it. It's from my feet up to my waist long. It's £65, and I got over 100 and odd fish cakes I made with it, with breadcrumbs and mashed tatties with salmon or fruit. I was just thinking about it, it's making me hungry. But aye, that's me had about 12 cars. And we've had a lot of bites, but it's not as good with it not being daylight. I don't know what time it is, and I'm having to make this. I hope you didn't mind. This is what, 10, about 11 minutes long. So I hope this is alright for you, Ken, because as I said, I'm trying, but I'm no professional camera guy and that, so please be a wee bit understanding. I'm not some donkey with millions of pounds to put into computer stuff, and I do ken half the time what I'm doing, but sometimes it just seems to always work out. It's like everything else in life. Unless you try it, you can't say you can't do it. I hate when people say they can't do something and they've never tried. I've never been to school or educated a man, and yet I can strip motorbikes, reformat hard drives. I can do that much stuff. I just didn't ken how naughty. I thought it's common sense. And if you can't do something, it means you've tried it at least, and you couldn't do it. But these people that say they can't do something and they've never tried, it's kind of stupid, because you're lying to yourself. If you tried and failed, fair enough, you can say I can't do it. But they take the confidence out before you've even started your beat, because you're admitting to yourself, oh, I can't do that. You've got to try and fail first and then say you can't do it. That's the way it works. But school teaches you otherwise. You need to go to college to learn how to get a bit of paper to get a job in McDonald's. You end up probably not getting a job with the degrees and that you've got. That's the way society is, though. It does not want us to get up. And the quickest and easiest way to answer anybody's question about God, he's talking about that push. Aye, it is push, but think about it sensibly, right? In life, if everybody had the same amount of money, if we were all equals, who would do the crap jobs that you didn't want to do? There's always going to be 50% of people that are repressed. That way they've got slaves still. And that's what we are in society. We're classed as our slaves. Rich people have got plenty of money, sitting happy. They tax us to death, they take us to the cleaners, make us work. Now they tax your inheritance, so even though you paid tax all your life, you're now getting the tax money you're getting to give your kids an inheritance as a bonus to make their lives better. Now they tax that too. That's just criminal in every way. But I was taught from my father as a kid, the biggest thieves in the world are the legit ones, and that's like bank managers and that. They get away with it. It's ridiculous. But if I had control, I'd make 50% of Parliament people that stay in schemes or that work every day of the week to try and make ends meet. I think Parliament should have 50% of people like that, because these people that are aristocrats have never known what it's like to struggle or have a hard life. They've always had their backsides wiped with the best, and they're taught how to beat the tax man because their education's paid. I have found out through educated boys that's their mother's father's paid $250,000 a year, and they told me they get taught a completely different schooling, and that's how to beat the tax man, how to earn money and never fail. We do get taught that. We get taught the other side because we don't pay for education. You get taught that you're basically good at doing what you're told. And if you think otherwise, you're a fool, which is crap. They just didn't want you to be independent. But I'll love and leave you just now, and we'll see what else happens, guys. But I'll upload this as a normal video on YouTube, and you might like this better. Or help me get to the 1,000 subs, please. That would be fantastic. That way we can make proper videos and stream paranormal, gold, and the fishing and that. I've got a lot of new gold projects we need to go and collect, and we're talking like nuggets everywhere, so it's going to be very eventful. But this is if I'm alive long enough, we'll just see, because the channel might just shut down soon. I just don't know, but I'm not what I go into it, guys. But it's not whatever. I'm not worried anyway, so you shouldn't. But enjoy, and I'm glad to have had your company for now, and I will speak again soon. Ciao for now.